Hey, check it out, folks. Hey, look, I ain't got all that hype. Listen, you done already read the thumbnail, you done seen it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna show you today how to make, listen, everybody be talking to me about these spaghetti sauces and all that. I make it all kind of ways, but now I'm finna tell you and show you what I put out when I'm ready to just like take it like extremely over the top. And I'm gonna be honest with you, once you make it like this, and once you make it one time, this is probably gonna be your go-to. And guess what? I'm gonna go ahead and address that sugar, no sugar. Hey, so with that being said, let's look at some of these ingredients and let's get to cooking. Okay, so look, I want you guys to see like some of these ingredients right here, right? And as always, listen, everything that I do, like ingredients, the amounts and everything will be down in the description box below. But I want to get hung up right here. You see this right here? These are Branch and Vine products, right? Listen, if you guys can get these, I highly suggest that you get them because these will be level up. These are infused olive oils, right? So if I turn this right here, look, this is scallion. And then right here, look, this is probably like my favorite. Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you, scallion, garlic, either way, got a little bit of a different profile. You guys know the difference of what they are, but I, mostly cook and use these. So you look, when I get them, I usually get 4 bottles at a time. You know what I mean? So look, this is the garlic. These right here are the level ups, right? So look, you can see I've already diced things down. Listen, I'm trying to like refine my videos where you guys ain't gotta watch me do no knife work or nothing like that. Not that I know what I'm doing anyway, but look, don't forget, down in the description box below. So now I'm gonna say, let's cook. Okay, so look, now we're getting ready to get into the meat and potatoes, right? So look, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna start with my garlic, right? This right here, look, when you use the right ingredients, folks, this is what levels up your food. This right here be more like high-end, restaurant, but still real affordable though, you know what I mean? So put a little oil in here, a little bit of this garlic infused. I'm using like a medium flame right now, right? So now I'm finna bring some joy to myself. I'm gonna go ahead and get my press. I'm just loading it up. That's all I'm doing as my oil is coming up to temp. Because the first thing we wanna do is we wanna start, because I'm putting bell peppers in, I start everything, in the beginning. If I had onions, I'd start my onions first, right? So we just wanna go ahead. Listen, as this heats up, I can tell you this, the aromatic that comes off of this will make you say that, you know what, I'm never using a virgin olive oil that's not infused ever again. And I gotta address this part too. If you don't have, Branch and Vine products, which is okay. If you don't have them, you can always use, just extra virgin olive oil, that works too, because we're gonna add some garlic to it anyway. But listen, when you start off with these type of ingredients right here, this is nice, pure, and very, 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 very fragrant. Listen, I can smell it and I can tell you we got some nice heat underneath the bottom, right? So now this is 2 bell peppers. I like bell pepper. You guys can tailor make it the way you like to do it. But for me, this is the way I get down. Listen, it's a whole lot of flavor, and that's what we doing, folks. If I hadn't said that already, listen, we building flavor. Just flavor on top of flavor on top of flavor. Then what you want to do is you just want to go ahead and move it around. You want to get it all coated. And look, maybe some of you guys are asking this question like, why am I using a garlic infused and then I'm gonna still put garlic in there? Listen, if you never had a great spaghetti, make it the way I'm telling you guys to make it. I mean, it's gonna come out great either way. But even if you had the Branch and Vine products, it's like I cook with it so much. And to be honest with you, if I put this out here like this, and you guys see this, I keep it filled here. I keep the bottles are for y'all. But listen, when I tell you I use infused olive oils all the time, I do. And behind the camera, I got several of those with different flavors, because I keep them at the ready. We're not gonna take these all the way down, right? We just give these, for me, if you guys are using like a medium low, I reduce my heat down to a medium low. Started out with medium, but you know what? I did that because now I'm getting ready to introduce my garlic, right? So now I'm gonna put a smile on my face with this right here. Hey, take a look at that right there. Just tell me, hey, listen, the sound, the whole shebang, and just how it feels in your hand. I don't know what that is about that's so gratifying to me, but I gotta do it, folks. I would tell you all this. Maybe sometime I grind garlic as therapy. Now, I just want this to break down just a little bit, absorb some of this. Hey, listen, you want that oil to grab some of that fresh garlic too, and we just want to cook this down, right? Let it get some of that basil, some of this green bell pepper. This is it right there. Look, that right there, you see that right there? That's what you want. Now, I'm gonna make sure I got this on super low. Now we finna open up our cans, and then we finna start adding some goodness to this. Cause listen, we got to like cook it and cook things down and get them nice and soft. Now we'll just go ahead and start adding in our tomatoes, right? I want you guys to pay attention. I'll show you in just 1 second, just the cans I use. And I'll put it down in the description box below. If you want to have it to be over the top, I was told they grate these right here, right? So I'll just hold it up, show it to you guys like that. These are the best ones you want to do if you're making spaghetti sauce, you know, from the very beginning, right? Take a look. Whole tomatoes. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna cook these down. I usually cook these down for about 3 hours, right? So, and then I left it like this before I stir it up. You see that right there? That's the olive oil. Look at the color right there. That's the garlic, the fresh garlic we added to it, right? So we started with garlic infused olive oil, then we added some fresh to send it up over the top, right? Not that it wasn't over the top already, but look at the color right there. Was it green? What was that? That was that bell pepper. So listen, I just wanted to keep it separated like that so you guys can see and just think about all of that goodness inside of this, right? So we got the rest to add. Our red chili flakes, basil. Now look, that's dried basil. I got it, because check this out. I got that fresh too. This fresh basil will give you a little bit of a bitter taste, you know what I mean? So we start with that right now, right? And then right here we go with a little oregano, right? And then last, you see this? Just the tomato paste. I like what this does as far as color and the flavor that it adds. Now, we just go ahead and start mixing this up. Now I'm gonna look at my fire, right? This is a big pot. We don't want to burn nothing, right? But we want to get everything incorporated. Ooh, man. Can you see how it's going? Now look, the longevity, because we're going to cook these down where they get soft. And then what we want these to do is just to dissolve. So it takes about 3 hours, right? So I'm going to look at this right here. I'm going to set this up on a medium high. No, excuse me, medium low. You know what I mean? Because we want to bring it up to a simmer. Then we set it that way. I'm sorry, listen. This right here is smelling so good, and you guys are looking at me turn this like this. Look at this right here. Ooh-wee, folks. Imagine this, but this broke down. And then don't forget, we finna put that meat in there too, though. Hey, so with that being said, look, let me get this up to a simmer. Once we get that little light boil, then we drop it down to a simmer. And then we just go ahead and let it cook for about 2 hours. That's the next time I'm gonna look at it. Okay, so I want you guys to see. This is what I'm talking about. We just want a nice simmer like that, right? Now I'm gonna set my timer. Look, I'm gonna set my timer for, in actuality, I wanna go 2 hours, right? But I'm gonna set my timer for about an hour and about, let's say, an hour and 20 minutes, because what I wanna do is I wanna look at it and just see, make sure nothing's sticking, because I like to always give it a stir. But I'm gonna bring this up here like this, and I just want you guys to look at that right there. That right there, oh man, this is like the goodness. Okay, so look, it's been 2 hours, right? I'm gonna go ahead and take this top off. Ah, yeah, that's what we wanna see right there. That right there is real nice. Let's just smooth this. I like to hit the bottom. Look, there's nothing on the bottom, nothing sticking. Listen, as long as you're not using that high heat, it's good. You can look at right there. But I want you to take a look at the tomatoes. Look, they're starting to just like break down. Now I told you I'd like to do these for like at least 3 hours. The longer the better, but 3 hours will get you in the game. Now I'm gonna lift this up. Let me just do it like this, so you can just see how soft that is right there. You know what I mean? Hey, look at that right there. Ooh-wee. See that bell pepper and all of that on there? This is what you want. And you can see, look how delicate it is. 1 more hour and this will be right. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my top back on. We're gonna go for 1 more hour, and then we're gonna start getting our, our meat together. I brought my pan, got it up to temp. I only use infused olive oil, right? So I just give it a little bit of start right like that. Now, it's up to you. If you guys go with the 90-10, you know what I mean? They even got that 93-7, you can do that also, right? It doesn't make a difference. But if you do it, I tell you, I like to put down just a little bit, even though this is a non-stick pan and all of that. And then here we go with the pork, right? So let's get this out. Let's get this going. Listen, I use hex-clad, pans and pots, right? These are non-stick, and I'm sure most of you guys are using some type of non-stick. So listen, this right here is key. You want to get yourself one of these, and I'm gonna say shout out to all of my followers that have just sent me one of these silicone, like masher. You just want to go ahead and just break this up. It's okay to hit the bottom of it, right? Once I get everything broken down, to small pieces like this, I like to get them down a little bit further, right? I'm gonna give it just a little bit of salt, just a light 2 pinches right here. And then, you've been following me for a minute, you know what's next. Bam. This right here, I don't care how much you put in here, it's gonna take it all. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off. We good here. I just want to get this all mixed up, and I'm gonna keep chopping this down like this because I want it to be as small as possible. Notice I didn't put no salt, no pepper in here like this. I cook it one way, right? We want to do it that way. Listen, after I add all that and I mix everything, then we taste, and if we think it needs anything else, then we make our adjustments. Hey, this is real simple, folks. We've been going 3 hours, so first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show it to you, right? After 3 hours, you know, I like to run the square edge wooden spoon right under the bottom like this, right? Just to ensure nothing, you know, stick. You can feel anything, ain't nothing but fine down there anyway, but I don't feel it really doing nothing. You know what I mean? Just, yeah. Okay, so look, now I'm gonna bring it up like this. Look at that right there. That right there is a sauce, folks. Check this out. Here's the thing. This right here lasts. And did you know spaghetti is freezer friendly? Hey, just a lot of cool little facts about it. But look, this will feed your family for about 3 days. Because you know what I always tell you, you gotta taste as you go and you adjust as you go. Now, we'll just start adding this here. Look at this right here. And that's up to you guys. I like a meaty sauce. This step right here could have been completely, you know, skipped if you didn't want to have no meat. You know what I mean? You didn't have to have it because listen, the sauce was chunky. But right now I'm tasting it, you know, what I want to do is check the profile on it, right? I want to know, does it need any more salt, more oregano, all of that, right? And I still haven't put in the fresh basil because listen, to give it that little bit of a bitter taste. But right now I just want to go ahead and drop this in right there. You see that right there? And then look, if I want to cook it and make it thick, I would take off the top and then cook some of the liquid down, right? But this is how we're going to get down right now. Let me check this out real fast. Hey, check it out. That right there is fire. Now we got to address this part. Right here, it still got that little, just on the back of your palate, on the back of your tongue, you know, you could just, it got that little bitter, right? So look, I'm gonna get a little sugar. We're gonna add a little sugar to it just to knock that off. If you don't, that's cool too. But listen, if it was like this and it was on my plate, I'd probably hit it with a little bit of that ketchup. That ketchup is full of sugar. So let me get a little sugar. We're gonna put that in there and mix it up. I'm gonna let it go between 45 minutes and an hour. And after that, then we're gonna introduce the noodles and then we're gonna go from there. Okay, so I added some sugar. And listen, you put it in there and you taste as you go and you adjust it to the way you like it, right? So I add a little bit just to give me that little bit of a balance, and I like it, right? So remember earlier I had talked to you guys about the basil, using that fresh basil, and it'll make it a little bit on the bitter side. So once I got this, you know, flavored to the way I like it, now I'll go ahead and add the fresh basil, right? Now I'm gonna mix this up, and don't forget we got a bay leaf. Then we're gonna cook this for about 45 minutes, you know, to an hour. I'm gonna go ahead and add my bay leaves. I'm gonna set a timer for 45 minutes. I'm gonna see what it looks like. Now, I would tell you this too. This would be a good time for you to start thinking about how you're gonna do your, you know, your pasta. For me, if you know me, you know I like to get down with angel hair. Make yours al dente because we're gonna put it in there. Now we're gonna address this. Let's talk about the age-old question. Do you guys like your noodles cooked in your pasta, or do you like it served to you like how the restaurants do? Pasta on the plate, hit it with a scoop of sauce on top. For me, for AB, they check it out. We cook it in there. That's why your spaghetti is better the next day, because you know, pasta is so super absorbent. It'll absorb all of them flavors, and after it's set up overnight, tomorrow's the night. But I can tell you this right here, if your pot make it till tomorrow, that's one thing too. But when you make it like this, that'll be the question. Let's get it. It's been 50 minutes. I said 45, but it's been 50. Look at that right there. It's ready. I don't need to be doing all that. Keep that one over there. I got these two. Since I got them right now, I'm gonna go ahead and just take these out right now. I don't think I need to go no further. Been making this too long. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let this cool just a little bit, and I want you guys to notice I got, you know, some bottles out, or some people call it canning. Listen, this right here is cool. You make this, you can set this and put this in your cupboard, and this will last you a few months. You know what I mean? So the key is, if you look at them like this, if you can hear it, right? Listen, that, you know, when you put stuff in these cans, these jars like this, when you put it inside, look, this right here will no longer do it. Listen, the heat will suck all the oxygen out of it and pull this down and form a seal. That's what you want. Then you can just put it in your cupboard and just make it last. You know what I mean? So if you're anything like my family, listen, we had spaghetti and it was in part of the rotation. You know what I mean? So this is a lot. Yeah, I don't know if you're gonna make it all like that, but for me, I'm gonna put up a couple of jars. You know what I mean? I just write the date on it, put a little sticker on there. You know what I mean? And I put them in my cabinet. And then when it comes time to make it again, I don't have to do this process all over again. It's cooled down a little bit. Notice I got myself a towel. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna put this, you know, like this so that I don't burn my hand, right? So look, get yourself a ladle. You know what I mean? Don't fill it up like I was about to do. Just set it here. It might get a little messy. It depends on how your pouring skills are. You know what I mean? As you can see, mine ain't the best. But look, I just put it in here just like you see. Now, I just take my top, which got the little dimple right there, and while it's on here, I just stick it on here like this. And while it stays hot, you just put this on here. I know I'm preaching to the choir. I know you guys know it. But this is for all my new people that just, you know, some of us don't know. And look, right now it's like this. As I let this sit, it's gonna suck this in and suck it all the way down, and then it's gonna form a nice tight seal. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and fill up a few more of these jars, you know what I mean? Then I'm gonna leave enough for the pasta that I have made, and then we're gonna get down. We're gonna cook that, you know, with the pasta just for about another 30 minutes. Okay, so now for the best part, listen, we finna introduce, you know, our noodles, right? Noodles, pasta, whatever you guys wanna call it, strings, but this that angel hair, folks. This is what you want. For me, you know what I mean? I got it. Some people don't like to do the angel hair. I done heard it all. You know what I mean? It doesn't make a difference. Man, you can use any type of pasta noodle, swirls, shells. It doesn't make a difference. But this right here keep you a little bit more authentic, you know? Listen, I done cooked this down for about 45 minutes. Just let it sit in there. Listen, spaghetti to me is always better the next day, right? So listen, if you make this like on a Saturday morning or something like that, it depends on when you make it. You know what, you can let it sit up. The longer it sits up, the longer that pasta noodle, that spaghetti absorbs the sauce, right? So listen, I'm not gonna go ahead and take none, you know, put none on the plate right now because I'm gonna let it sit up, but I'm gonna go ahead and get me some, all right? So check it out. Gotta get some of this sauce too. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna get down the way. You know what, just my mama was teaching me how to like be bougie, you know what I mean? You can see like it's not really cooked on there like I would like it to be, you know what I mean? Because you gotta like let it sit up and cool, right? But this right here is good, you know what? But I'm gonna go in here and get some of that because you know I gotta have some of that meat too. Cheers, folks. Hey, when I tell you it's good, it's good. And I just happen to like spaghetti. Hey, listen, I love spaghetti. Grew up on it. So look, I put the top on here because listen, I had to wait a minute. I had to go ahead and get myself a little bowl, you know, get me a little bit. But what I'm doing now is I'm finna let it sit up for a little while. You know, let it just, you know, let the pasta absorb that, you know, that spaghetti sauce. Because listen, we did a lot of work to get a lot of flavor. Hey, you guys just got to trust the process. And then look, then you can see these. Man, you do this a couple of times. Actually, I make my spaghetti sauce before I even make the spaghetti because I like to do this work and then put it up and have it ready. So when I'm ready to make it, bam, it's nothing but a heat up and go. Hey, with that being said, I want you guys to let me know down in the comment section below. Answer all the questions I asked, but I really want to know how you guys like yours. Whether you like yours pasta and sauce on that, then on your plate, or would you like yours the same way I like mine? You know, put the pasta inside of your sauce, cook it all together, and then let it sit up and then eat it that way. Hey, so with that being said, let me just take this time to say, hey, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, smash that subscribe button, and I want you guys to tell everybody out there, listen, there's a channel out here that's simplifying these recipes and taking the mystery out of cooking. And with that being said, listen, for all of the people that I have ran into, because I've been running into a lot of people, especially in Vegas. If I've seen you, I just want to say, hey, much love to all the love that you guys show me. And don't forget, listen, I got some merch. It's down underneath this video. It'll be linked to the #1 comment. Get yourself these aprons, folks. Get out here and let's grill. Let's cook in the kitchen. And guess what, folks? I'm out. Peace.